Hi there, I hope everything is great with you. On the path of self-progress or self-improvement, the topic of ego often comes up. It's being widely discussed with endless arguments and countless proposed situations. Decades ago, I remember attending a short class, 45 minutes, given by Dadi Prakashmani. She was then the world director of Brahma Kumaris. To me, she was the most selfless human being I had ever met. And yet, in front of a hall of about 600 people, she humbly said she was not free from ego. Then she asked us, with complete sincerity, how to become free from it. That moment stayed with me, and perhaps that's why I stopped obsessing over the idea of ego. I'm still committed to my self-growth, but I no longer believe in fighting, conquering, defeating ego as the ultimate goal. And yet, when I look at myself now, I see that I'm much more egoless than a few years ago. In fact, I just passed a significant test for my ego and came through it just fine. More recently, I've shifted my focus to another area of human behavior, arrogance. I've come to realize that arrogance shows up in two very different forms, and I have experienced both. The first is the most obvious, believing you are better than others. Sometimes it's the belief that you are the best, other times it's being better in a specific area. The problem with arrogance is that the belief persists, even when it's no longer true, or never was. Often it's a defense mechanism, a cover-up for insecurity. Someone can't accept being less than, so they pretend to be more than. The second form is more subtle, perhaps more dangerous. It's still about attracting attention, but in reverse. If I can't be the best, maybe I can be the worst. I've seen many people fall into this mode, sometimes without even realizing it. They become the victim, the one who suffers most, the misunderstood soul. And the attention they receive becomes a kind of pleasure. But here's the painful part. There are people who truly suffer, who truly are victims. And when arrogance hides behind victimhood, it steals the light that should go to those who need it most. As I start working on my own arrogance, I found myself naturally stepping onto a deeper, spiritual, beautiful path. And I've been focusing on two special qualities. I've come to see that they work beautifully together, not so good on their own. First is self-esteem. It's interesting. On the surface, a person with self-esteem, they might resemble an arrogant one. But look closer and you'll see the difference. Arrogant people may try to control or dominate others. People with self-esteem, they uplift others. They lead without needing to command. They encourage, challenge, inspire, not to prove themselves superior, but to bring out the best in others. Arrogance uses knowledge as proof of superiority. Self-esteem uses knowledge as a tool to share, to teach, to elevate others. And yet, I've noticed even those with healthy self-esteem can slip into arrogance when they are not watchful. Then the second quality comes in, humility. From Dadi Prakashmani's life, I learned something powerful. A truly humble person doesn't look down. They lift others up. Humility is not weakness. It's quite strength to know your worth while celebrating the value of others. It's recognize your light without being blinded by it and be open to the brilliance in those around you. Humility protects self-esteem from turning into arrogance, and self-esteem prevents humility from silencing you when your voice is needed. So maybe the shift isn't about eliminating ego and battling arrogance. Maybe it's about stepping into a different consciousness altogether, in which self-esteem and humility walk hand in hand. In this space, the need to prove dissolves. What remains is our presence, the real presence. If this sparked something in you, take a quiet moment today. Ask yourself, am I living from arrogance or from awareness? See you next week. Bye-bye.